And then we have the bomb. The bomb is one of the worst weapons that I have ever had the misfortune of working with. Well, what's the problem? Well, it goes in an arc, and not one of those low arcs. I'm talking deliberately looping over your target. What does that mean? It means that you can only hit one single area on the floor, where most of your enemies are. It's like if the enemies made this for you and gave it a cool name so you can feel powerful while missing things with it. This wouldn't be any less of a game if this weapon didn't exist. As a matter of fact, it would actually help. The level design here is uninspired and dull. Name a single level where you don't jump over random pits, climb up stairs, and jump up small mountains. Every single level is the same half-hearted design, even the caves. They only give it a new skin for each level to help make it seem different. And think about it, there are 7 different stages of these. It's almost a Mobius strip of that why am I playing feeling. At the end of the stage, you face its boss. I hesitate to call this a boss because later in the game, you will face it again as a simple enemy. Hell, there are even times when you face the same boss again, just color swapped. What's even worse is that, sometimes, the boss is the same as one of the enemies you faced earlier in the same stage. The creativity is blowing me away. After you defeat the boss, you pick up this transformative thingamajigger and head straight into the terminal as a pilot. This is essentially the same thing as the preliminary pilot stage, except here, there's even less creativity. To show you, this is currently Terminal 2. In about 5 seconds, I will discreetly cut to Terminal 5. Ready? Did you notice? If you didn't, then the creators failed to diversify the levels. You see, levels need to be diverse and interesting to keep your attention and excitement. How bored would you feel if you played nothing but Crashman stages in Mega Man 2 until you beat the game? And yes, there are levels that look exactly the same in popular games, like Super Mario Bros. But that's the point. They only look the same. The designs here are entirely different. Here there are only like 5 unique rooms, and then they decide to recycle those 5 over and over throughout the entire game. The level design is also even cheaper than before. The mines are mostly placed around edges of ledges, pushing you off into the pits below. The turrets and guns are placed inconveniently, and they somehow fire even more than they do in the Dynowarz stages, which result in quick deaths. They fire erratically, so they are hard to avoid, much like the falling crystals in Mega Man 5, except less deadly. And as a final punch in the jaw, when you kill the virus, the stage doesn't end. You have to make it all the way back to your mech. Why? So you can jump on a cosmic trampoline onto the next stage. That's it. And you know what else? If you die on the way back, you get a game over. And you have to complete the entire stage all over again. There's repetitive, and then there's repetitive to the point of insanity. Now, I know what you're asking. Why couldn't it just end at the point where you just killed the virus, just like every other game out there? Well, that's where you're wrong. They're going the extra mile for realism. That's why you have to walk all the way back to your mech at the beginning of the game and after you defeat the virus. It's just like going to your car in real life. Either that, or they have an uncontrollable fetish for the scene, and they try to put as much into the game as possible. The other things are that they don't even give you the common courtesy to refill your health after you go into the next stage. But here, you only have 1 life, which means falling or dying once will result in the game over. However, it's more like having infinite lives, since you can go back to the beginning of the stage you died in as many times as you want, with the only penalties being a blank score and no upgraded weapons. As a matter of fact, it's kind of beneficial to just die in the beginning of the stage, so your health can be refilled. The weapons can easily be picked up again, so it's not a big loss. Shouldn't I fear losing a life instead of dying on purpose for my benefit? Isn't that the point of lives? Now, on to the other points. The graphics are good for the NES, and even pretty stylish. The sound is also pretty good for the time. However, for a game called Dynowarz, this game has pretty calm music. I could put the music over the animal documentary, and you'll know that it's from an NES game called Dynowarz. After about 7 stages of pure boredom, you'll face the final boss, the Robobrontosaurus. The boss is not that hard. All you have to do is go into the right edge of the screen and keep firing until he's done for. Never mind that the boss is just a color shot for the boss in stage 6. And for spoiler reasons, I'll show you the end of the game. Here it is. This is going to be epic. Will this make up for the boring and frustrating gameplay from earlier? No. Of course not. Why should it? Well, this is just pathetic. All they do is just show the 2 scenes of the mech activating and deactivating, and some picture of the pilot and the mech looking onto the sunset, with even more music playing in the background. Congratulations! You finished another great game from Bandai. A monumental load of corporate bullshit if there ever was one. The game was not great at all. As a matter of fact, this game is so boring that it may have invented sleep gaming. Ugh. This is just a disappointment. I know there has to be something out there that can make this more exciting than it is. Oh, I know. I'll add watermelons. No, that doesn't work. How about overlaying this with chariots of fire? Crap, no, that still doesn't work. How about placing inside a gameplay video of a video game that's even more boring than this, like Monopoly? Even the quirkiness of Monopoly makes this more fun than Dynowarz, and that's saying something. I can't believe how boring this is. This makes your visits to your grandfather's nursing home seem like going to Six Flags. And you know, that's the problem. A game as epic sounding as Dynowarz shouldn't be this boring. It should be a sin or something. Here's a good example of excitement. In Sparkster for the Sega Genesis, you watch the intro, and BAM! You're in a life or death mech fight with your hated rival. Exactly what Dynowarz should have had in the first place! With some more effort put into the gameplay, we can make this game mesh with the great few NES games, like Contra, Mega Man, Zelda, Final Fantasy, and Ninja Gaiden. This could have been the franchise even. After all, this is all the things necessary to be one. But, alas, this game falls well short of the marker. So, if you would excuse me, I'm going to watch something more exciting than this tripe.